Okay, let's take a look uh, at the retail method, and again, let's go through these 5 steps. The first step is that we need to compute the cost of goods available at both cost, which we already have, that's the beginning inventory, plus the net purchases at cost, and so that's our normal cost of goods available number. But we also need to compute the cost of goods available at retail prices. So we need to take the beginning inventory and all the purchases and calculate out at retail prices rather than at a LIFO or FIFO cost numbers, how much that cost of goods available would be. Step 2, we subtract the net sales, which is already at retail, from the cost of goods available that we just calculated at retail, and that gives us an estimate of ending inventory at retail. Then we're going to take the cost of goods available at cost, which we already have, and divide that by the cost of goods available at retail that we also calculated back in step 1. To get the cost to retail ratio. We're taking cost divided by retail, and we get a ratio that way. Step 4, multiply the ending inventory at retail that we calculated back up in step 2 by the cost retail ratio that we just calculated in step 3. We're going to multiply those two numbers together, and that gives us an estimate of what ending inventory should be at cost as opposed to retail. Then we're going to subtract the ending inventory at cost from the cost of goods available at cost, which is our normal formula to get cost of goods available. So let's take a look at an example. So here we have the beginning inventory at cost and at retail prices, and we have our net purchases at cost and at retail prices. So we add those two together, beginning inventory, net purchase, and that gives us the cost of goods available. So now we have the cost of goods available, our normal cost of goods available, which is at cost, $186,000. And then we have this cost of goods available at retail prices, which would be $248,000. So those two numbers are what we do for step 1. Okay, and we have net sales of $180,000, and that, of course, is automatically at retail. And we can get our cost to retail ratio by taking the cost of goods available at cost, the $186,000, divided by the cost of goods available at retail, the $248,000. So that gives us a cost to retail ratio of 75%. Okay, so here's where we're going to go through our steps. We already went through step 1. Step 2 is to subtract the sales at retail from the cost of goods available at retail. Okay, and that gives us the ending inventory at retail. Okay, then we're going to multiply for step 3. We're going to multiply the cost to retail ratio that we had calculated out, the 75%. We're going to multiply that by our step 2 number. Okay, and that gives us the estimated ending inventory at cost, which is $51,000. 68,000 times 0.75 is 51,000. Now I'm going to take the cost of goods available at cost minus the ending inventory at cost, and that gives me the cost of goods sold at cost.